And welcome back, everybody. It's Infamous here with battleofbuild.com, coming out with I guess what I would call a starter Dragon Knight. For those who I guess maybe are new to the Dragon Knight playstyle, Dragon Knight pretty much centers around, especially the Magicka Dragon Knight. It's a little bit more of a tanky brawler class, built around damage over time, with of course mixed in crowd control with roots and of course hard CCs. This particular build that I'm going to be discussing, I guess, is a little bit more of on the defensive side. I know a lot of people are looking for maybe the way to utilize Molten Whip. Molten Whip is a little bit difficult to use. I would say difficult to use in that, of course, you miss out on a huge chunk of healing from not having access to Power Lash. One of the videos that I have put out under PvP tips talking about, because of the lack of healing and of course the lack of regen, I posted right here is the one of the PTS changes for the Molten Whip morph. So I wanted to come out with a build that was a little bit more tankier, that would utilize someone to utilize the ability to Molten Whip. So here is the build. It's a Dark Elf utilizing the Atronach Munderstone for the extra recovery. Of course, this is in Cyrodiil. This is a no CP build. You can allocate your CP how you see fit. All points into Magicka. We are a Dragon Knight. You can see the stats here on the front bar. We're 22.7 HP, a little over 31k max magic, and of course a nice healthy pool for CC breaking, dodging, and roll dodging. These are our recoveries, as you can see here. This of course is with a tri-stat pot, and then we're running 3300 spell damage, 30% critical. As you can see, with a Bloodspawn proc, we are wearing Bloodspawn. Where you can see the resistances, and along with our critical resist, and then the effective spell damage, a little lower than my other build that I run here. If you're looking for a little bit more damage oriented, still tanky, take a look at my Magicka DK, the light armor build here, the Royal Flames. It's a really good really good build for those who are looking for it's a little bit more damage oriented. Have an extra spot there because I'm utilizing Rattle Cage with this build. And of course, if you wanted a little bit more of a heavy spec but still maintaining pretty good damage, take a look at the Fire Within. It's another build here running just shy of 3500 spell damage, but it's a little tankier. We've got a little bit more HP, utilizing the gap closer on this build. But for this particular build that I'm discussing, this is Dragon Knight that's utilizing this build. Actually gives you access to a pretty decent cleanse. Like I said, we are running light Bloodspawn. We're running Steadfast Hero, right? Reinforced on the chest with a triglyph on all the big pieces, and then Magicka on all the small. The other set that we're utilizing is the Curse Eater. Curse Eater says is when you heal yourself or an ally with a direct heal ability, it says remove up to 3 negative effects from them. If negative effects are removed, this way your target restores 600 magic, and of course this is going to occur every 8 seconds. Steadfast Hero gives you, it says when you cleanse a negative effect from yourself or an ally, it says gain major protection for 5 seconds, reducing the damage by 30 seconds. This can occur once every 10 seconds. So this is basically how we're making use of both of these sets. Of course, we are using Steadfast Hero, of course, would be on the back bar. Ideally, if you wanted to, what you could do is you could run 4 pieces of each on the front, and then run one Steadfast Hero sword and then a shield of the Curse Eater. For this particular showcase, I'm just running a Steadfast on the back bar. So you're just going to be mindful, since the vast majority of, as it says, the way Curse Eater works is when you heal yourself. And so keeping our heals, of course, is on the back bar, coagulating blood. And of course, that's because structured entropy is on the back bar. And then we're going to get a little extra line of HP. So that's going to put us at 25k on the back bar, so that we'll get a little bit more of a heal from coag, because it's dependent a little bit more on your maximum health. So we got a little bit over 3k more on the back bar. And of course, this gives us access to both 30% damage reduction as well as what Magicka DK lacks, which of course is a cleanse. So for example, let's say like you get hit and you've got multiple dots on you and you want to flip over to your back bar to heal. The moment you do that, you remove all of the negative effects. And of course, you remove 3 of the negative effects, gain the damage reduction for 5 seconds, and then of course you can go right back to your front bar. For this particular setup, I am using Molten Whip, and it's just because we have access to the damage reduction from Steadfast Hero, as well as the ability to cleanse 3 negative effects on the back bar. Ideally, what you want to do, if you have a root or a snare or both, you want to first hit your wings to remove the snare as well as the immobilization, and then heal yourself, because you don't want to just pop the heal, because then you'll be wasting the Curse Eater. Ideally, what you want to try to remove are negative effects that are like damage abilities, like damage over time abilities, and so you wouldn't want to waste the proc on a root and a snare when you can use your wings to remove that, and then of course go right into a direct heal. That heal can come from anything from Structured Entropy, it can come from Coag, it can come from Life Giver. So you have a couple of different ways of proccing the set. Again, the set is healed. It procs via a direct heal, and so you have access to quite a few direct heals here. Ideally, what you want to do is proc it with Coag. But that's one way. And we're running, of course, Nirnhone. This is with 1 healthy. You could, and that's just because I like to sit a little bit higher, because this is a light armor build. This is a 5 heavy, 2 light. Bloodspawn, I've got 3 pieces of sturdy, 2 on the body, 1 on the shield, 4 impen, and of course the heavy chest is always reinforced for the extra mitigation. For this particular build, for the extra stamina, because a lot of the mitigation is going to come from Sword and Shield on the front bar. We are running Willpower on the front bar for the extra max Magicka. You can see we're sitting at 31.5 max Magicka. Good healthy pool of stamina, because a lot of the mitigation we're going to get is from block. And then of course, if you're using an add-on, it makes it really easy to know when the proc from Steadfast Hero is available, and so ideally you'll have access to 50% uptime with Major Protection, and then of course every time you proc your Major Protection, you're actually going to be removing 3 negative effects. It could be Curse, it could be any dot on you, it could be a bleed, etc. So it gives Magicka DK, and then of course we're running 3300 spell damage. That's with the glyph on the back bar, flame glyph on the front. You can run whatever you want. Going with Nirnhode, and then sturdy, tri-stat like I said before on all the large pieces, spell damage on all of the jewelry, and you can see here we're at 1400 Magicka. Again, this is with a tripod. And then of course this is the 3300 is not including the stacks that you get, so you're going to get another 375 affected by major sorcery, so that's going to put you at around like 3900 spell damage that you should be able to keep up, basically up 100%. We're utilizing Life's Champion on the back bar. It's got a good decent tooltip, as you can see right there, and of course I'm running Flames of Oblivion for the extra damage. And so our sources of healing are going to be our ultimate, Coag, and then of course Burning Embers. I think on this particular build, and of course I'm utilizing Shattering Rocks. Of course, when anybody heals you, hits you within 4 seconds after you CC them, it gives you a nice little bit of a heal right there. And then of course you're going to get some healing from Structured Entropy. Wings is for the removal of snares and immobilizations, as well as reducing all range damage by 50%. Of course, Coag is there for the beefy heal. As you can see, it's a 8190. It'll be a little bit lower, but we've got more HP on the back bar. So you could either run Tri-Stat. If you can manage your stamina fairly well, you can go ahead and switch off and run Clockwork, and that'll give you even more health recovery as well as more Magicka recovery. It's up to you how you feel comfortable. I like going with Tri-Stat just for the max resources, but if you feel that you need a little bit more recovery, DK typically doesn't need too much. You're going to be running Between your ultimates, you've got the ability to heavy attack on the back bar with the resto, and then of course you can heavy attack on the sword and shield to manage your stamina, as the only way you're going to be doing it is with shattering rocks every 7 seconds between your pot, and of course whenever you utilize an ultimate, that'll give you access to some better stamina return. For this character is a dark elf. I think that basically that's it. This is pretty much kind of like a starter DK. If you're in light armor, you're feeling like you're taking a lot of damage, this is a good way to be able to maintain relatively decent damage. You're gonna have pretty good spell damage, just shy of 4k with 31k max Magicka. It's gonna do pretty good damage. The best part about it is, of course, the ability to be fairly tanky because of the major protection, and of course because of the utilization with the removal of negative effects. Hope you enjoy the build. I'll be back with some more content. I hope you're enjoying your weekend. Take care and God bless.